very basic test. I said this to the other class, I'm sharing this with you. There was a temptation in me to make the test harder. Because I teach at this level, and the test is at this level, I'm thinking, nah, I think they can do a harder test. That's what I'm thinking, I'm just letting you know. I'm thinking, hey, my kids can actually do a harder test. Oh my god, Baba is so cute. She's like, I don't know. Just keep it the way it is, you know. Just keep it the way it is. But I'm just letting you know when I look at the test. It's like very, very basic stuff. I'm giving you a simple example of what a basic question is. And what are the questions we have done? So what is an example of a simple question? Oh, by the way, since all the assignments are due today, Mr. Benson has strategically got absent. No, it gets funnier. In all my classes, the kids who are missing the most work got ill today. There's some bug going on. It infects only those kids. It only infects those kids, selectively. Like it goes to Jung and says, nah, I'm not going to buy Jung. I am. Okay, so here's an example of a problem that I'm saying very basic. We're not doing it, but I'm just talking about it. So for example, integral of 1 over radical 9 minus x squared. So do you understand? I don't even have constant in front that you've got to make too many adjustments. Am I making sense? It's a simple sign inverse. It isn't even a complicated sign inverse problem. So I looked at the test and I said, oh my god, these are just the basic, simplest questions of each topic. There's no complexity. And hence my kind of half joke. The only reason I say half joke is because I don't know what I'm going to do this evening. That whether I want to change the questions to a slightly harder level.
You don't have to work hard.
I'll bring you more children.
No. Better that. Rama, here are movie tickets. Just go watch it. And then dinner for two. So we will start. I just want to do a review. I'm a nice guy. Mr. Cycles, you can sit down, you know. You can be comfortable. Yeah, just sit down. Guys, from last year, I'm just sharing with you what happened last year. So in the 15-minute period, I think day one, you're taking only like 20 or 22 questions. Each question's time for a minute and a half, maximum 2. And I remember last year, virtually all of them were done in the period. But I'm not a monster. If some of you need to stay back after school for another 5-10 minutes, I'm not going to stop you. Alright? If you are very nervous and you say, I just want to grade this and get it out of the way, I can give you the key and you can grade your work. Like immediately. I have the key ready. Alright? Immediately say, I want to know how much I did. How well I did on this test. Those 2 tests. Because we merge them together. So as I said, there are about 50 plus questions over 2 days. Tomorrow's 50 minutes, next day is 58 minutes. So it's comfortably timed. In the absolute worst case, you want to take another 5-10 minutes. But please, don't do the dong thing with just staying back for another half an hour. Another hour. It is not that kind of test. It is a very basic test. I'm serious. Like I was mocking Dong in the other class. You know, it's very poor manners to speak ill of people into their face. It is perfectly fine to speak ill about them behind their back. So I was mocking Dong. I said, she's going to work through every problem 3 times. And then like break the tie. Okay. So let's start with a simple formula review. I'm just doing a formula review. So your challenge is there are 6 chapters, anything is fair game. Now I did this in the other class. I'm sharing this with you. Here's one way you can prepare. Like if you have time in the evening. Here's one way you can prepare, which is just take a quick peek, not a sustained peek, maybe 5 minutes max per document. Write it down if you want to. Because here's the reason why some of you may be motivated to do what I'm suggesting. Because here's how I prepare the final. I basically took the chapter test, removed questions about, I think if I remember right, about 8 questions per chapter. 6 questions per chapter, 8 questions per chapter, there are 6 chapters, 48 questions. And some chapters, the latter few chapters have a couple of more questions, making about 50 plus questions. So here are the chapter tests you took. Feel free to write it down. Day 72 homework. Okay, I'm just sharing with you which documents were the chapter test. Day 72, day 73, which was chapter test 1. Day 75, which is the chapter 4 test. Repeat, day 75. And then finally, day 77 and day 80. Repeat, day 77 and day 80. Now, here's the purpose of these documents. You are not, this would be folly, to read every question. There's like 200 questions. It is more along the lines of I'm just going to look at the problem saying, okay, I know how to do it. Okay, I know how to do it. That makes sense. Like you're mentally processing it, 5 seconds stop per question saying, yeah, I know that. Alright? Because I'm sharing with you how I created the final. Last year, I just look at the practice test, look at the AP exam and said, okay, these questions have appeared more often than the others. So I'm going to just take these. And then if the question said, I'm sharing with you, if the question said, find the derivative of 2x minus 1 over x squared minus 2, I made it x squared plus 2. I'm just telling you how I created the final last year. So I just changed the question slightly from the take-home test. Alright? So just spend maybe 5 seconds per problem mentally processing. I know how to do that. Okay. So right now, let's just do a formula review because we have lots of formulas to discuss. I will deliberately play with your minds. So we'll do derivatives and integrals together, and I'll flip them around. You should see Marcus's face. She's like Google-eyed. It's okay. When we together do a review, you'll say, okay, I get it. So this is just a formula review. Okay. So find the integral of, don't call out the answer. I'm giving you independent time to actually think through it. So don't be in a rush. So I say find the integral of cos x. Find, now there will be some formulas you have forgotten and that's okay. That's the purpose of the review. Find the derivative of tan x. Find the integral of 1 over x squared. Find the derivative. Here's a weird one. Let's see what's good memory. Cosecant x. Again, I have bad news. In BC, these are fair game. AB, no, I wouldn't be testing you on this. But BC, yes. Number 5. If somebody texts me or emails me a reminder, I have a formula sheet for derivatives and integrals. Send me a reminder, I'll send you the formula sheet. But I need reminders. Find me the integral of radical x. Oh, on the test, as well as in general take-home test, if you forget to write a plus C, I'm not going to take points off of that. Is that clear? In general. If you are rushing through it, integral, you forget to write plus C. That's not the reason to take off points. I'm focused on, because usually they come in multiple choice. I'm sure you can say, okay, I got 2 sin x, and there's an answer that says 2 sin x plus C. I'm hoping you'll choose wisely. Like, this is the idiot kid. 2 sin x. Yeah, that looks closer than that. Yeah, that looks kind of close. You're the kid who was dropped on the head when you were a child, like repeatedly. Write me an expression if you see the phrase average of f of x over the interval a to b. Okay, average of f(x) over the interval a to b. Damn it, Katina didn't send the notes today. Did you guys get Katina's email from today? Huh? No, she was here. But did you guys get an email? I didn't get an email. Okay, now I have to make them up. Alright, let's discuss the answers. This is the answers. Mr. Fernando, number 1. Okay, it's positive sin x. Mr. Dan, number 2. Ms. Eunice, number 2. For tan x. Sec square x. Ms. Rios, number 3. Negative 1 over x. Ms. Marzouk, number 4. Louder? That's why I asked her. Because I want the right answer. Check if you got negative cosecant x, cot x. Okay. It's the counterpart of secant, right? Number 5. That's weird, right? Okay. Okay, fine. I meant more like derivative, right? I didn't mean that. But otherwise, I'll do this. Check if you got x to the power of 3/2 times 2/3. Because I didn't really mean the integral. Okay. Number 6. Mr. Villafuerte.
1 over a minus b.
It should be b minus a, silly boy. Guys, it matters, right? The signs will be off. If you do a minus b, yours will be negative of our answer. So b minus a, integral, upper limit b, f of x dx. Now the most common error kids make is they say f of b minus f of a. That's for average rate of change. Is that clear? That's not for average off. Let's continue with the formula review. Look at number 7. No, I'm just saying as I got. I don't want to repeat myself. Oh, I have to change one problem in the final because I discussed it in the other class. But it actually works in your favor because most of the students have forgotten how to do it. It works in your favor that I'm throwing that out.
Rahul,
Yeah.
is average rate of change over the interval a to b again?
Yeah. We're assuming it will. Ms. Mendoza, number 7. It's Ellen, absolute value banks. Ms. Sanchez, number 8.
1 over 2x.
Louder?
1 over 2x to the power of
1 over,
2x.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Nurom, number 9. Sec x tan x. So in the alphabet, they are close together. So ST, so sec x tan x. Ms. Romero, number 10.
2
Ms. Lanning, number 11.
negative cos.
Negative cos x. Mr. Bunchen, number 12.
F of a minus f of b over a minus b.
Ms. Marquez, number 13.
F of a plus
So f of x equals
plus
f of a plus. Guys, in the other kids, some kids erroneously said minus. Keep in mind that's a plus. F dash.
of a times x minus a.
Is that clear? So we'll just do a line. We'll do a mixed review. I'm just making up problems. Okay. Find integral, say, from 1 to say 3, 2x minus 1 e to the power of negative x dx. Ms. Sanchez, tell us how to do it. So everybody think about how you're doing it. Get started. Which method are you using, Ms. Sanchez? Huh? By parts, what are you choosing F and G to be? To be F. Therefore, is, and then louder. G is E x or E negative
E
x?
negative x, sorry.
And then
For G dash.
for G dash, it's E negative x. You mean the sigma. Mr. Ordas, correct her?
G dash is, G is negative E negative x.
Okay, you're getting misled by what I wrote. Look down and tell me what you wrote.
I wrote G is equal to negative E negative x.
What is right before that?
Before that, G dash is E negative.
Yeah, so G dash is E negative x, correct? And then G is negative E negative x. So let's plug in the formula. Okay, Ms. Sanchez, do you know the integration by parts formula? Mr. Ariano, what's the integration by parts formula?
F times G minus integral F dash times G.
So we'll plug in without doing anything clever. So F, which is 2x minus 1, times G, which is negative E negative x, minus space, F dash, should I write the 2 in the space? And then what else will it be? What else will happen? Negative term positive, E negative x dx. I'm going to do a Macharia. What's the integral of E negative x? Okay, so I'm just going to cross that out. Okay? Negative E negative x. So rewriting is your friend, yeah? So negative 2x minus 1 E negative x minus minus 2, right? Minus 2 E negative x. Okay, mini challenge. The lower limit is 1, upper limit is 3. See if you can simplify without making mistakes. Slow and steady. There are so many moving parts. Do it yourselves. Okay, check your final answer, please. Negative 7 over E cube plus 3 over E. Somebody confirm that? Okay. Okay. Now, unfortunately, in case I haven't said this before, guys, here's a piece of bad news. And I hate saying this. Here's a piece of bad news. Every single question is being graded as right or wrong. There is 0 partial credit throughout the test. So in other words, you make an error here, like right before the final answer. It's a negative 2. Because I have chosen, just give me 1 second. Because I've chosen to create questions that have appeared on the multiple choice. Am I making sense? So that you're not doing tedious work in an FRQ. So every single question, I think there may be just one problem. I think there's one question that's partial credit. But virtually everything is right or wrong, so you can get the grading out of the way in like 10-15 minutes. So everything is, see if they match up, I'll give you the key, they match up, you get the point, they don't match, you lose points. That's it, so you can move on. Yes, Mr. Sandigo.
If it's not simplified all the way, is it?
Well, fair question. Usually, so here's an example. So on the AP exam, can you see these are like terms? Like terms need to be simplified. You could not stop like this. You can't leave it alone. In an FRQ, they would not give you points. Even in an FRQ, they would not give you points if you just stop right there. Because the general rule about like terms need to be combined. But you have to be alert. Likewise, if something can be factored, maybe factor it. But those are just general algebra principles, yes.
Well, what if you left it at -7?
That's okay. So he says, I wrote E -3 and E -1 there. That's okay. I would give you full credit. So you guys have seen me give you the rubric. Can you say it says this, or this, or this. So those are small issues. But I'm talking like simplification. I did not simplify. Well, did you see like terms? You should have simplified the like terms. Yes.
Well, we have to like simplify even further by like doing fraction check, stuff like that.
It depends on the problem. Like Ms. Mazuka asked me this question. But I'm agnostic about it. I mean, I'm agnostic in general. But I'm also agnostic about this. So for example, so if you have this as your final answer, I will accept this, or using the fraction trick, -2e plus 3 all over e. So the rubric has both, so you need to relax. So in general, yeah. Let's do question number 2, please. Okay, this is a problem that after about the elapse of about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, there's one kid, I think Mr. Sidden, who told me how to do this correctly. So we did this long time ago, and we never went back to this problem. This reflects an AP release problem. Okay, I'll accept volunteers. Anybody? Ms. Rios? What do you mean by distribute? I'm just seeking clarification. I may know what you mean, but they may not know. They'll say, what do you mean by distribute? How do you distribute?
Distribute the square and
Can you give it a big hand, please? So, what she meant was expand. Can we expand that guy? Because you realize very quickly, USUB does not work. You understand the problem? Okay. Now, I'm just sharing this with you. I know this was done in the past, but I'm checking for skills that you read in over a long period of time. Unfortunately, now I have to remove that question from the test. That was on tomorrow's test. Now I have to remove it. I have to remove it. Why would you do that? Here's a movie ticket. Here's the keys to new lessons. Go, drive, test drive it. Okay, so let's go what Ms. Eunice and Ms. Rios were discussing. So, what's the first term? 4x4. What's your second term?
4x squared.
4x squared. It is not 1. You have 3 terms. That's 4x squared. And the last term? Now can we do what they're suggesting, which is distribute? So 12x to the power of plus 12x to the power of 4 plus 3x squared. Can we now just integrate? So 12 over plus 12 over and plus this x cubed plus is that clear? Write on number 3, please. If I say P of t equals say 600 over 1 plus 49 e to the power of negative 0.1 t. Let's write out multiple differential equations. So keep in mind the word differential equation means I need a derivative. Okay, so this is the original logistic function. I'm saying let's write multiple ways of differential equations. Okay. What formula might I begin with? dp over dt equals kp. Okay. Now this is an error Marquez made on the chapter 10 test, chapter 6 test. I'm just discussing with it. Look at the board, please. Look at me, because I don't forget. Guys, K is that guy. Is that clear? The original formula of the function has a negative sign. So common error kids made on the semester final was they included the negative sign in K. No. The formula has a negative in it. So then Ms. Marquez asked me, I was talking to Ms. Marquez and Ms. Basu. They said, well, what if you wrote a positive? In other words, you turn this positive. As in K is negative, so that turns positive. That's a logistic function that looks like this. I'm just telling you. It flips. That's a very different graph. I'm just sharing with you. The SIGN, the sign of K makes a difference to the graph. So the correct answer is just K equals, which is 110, because we need fractions. You cannot mix up fractions and decimals on the same. And then L is obviously 600. So should I just plug it in? So K is 110. P, don't try plugging in P. P is the variable, okay? That's the Y variable. 1 minus over 600. Now let's write in multiple other forms, alright? So another form is I can just distribute, yeah? So it becomes P over 10 minus P squared over 6,000. Or another form is, what might I do? The fraction trick. So it becomes P 600 minus P over 6,000 here. So I'm just letting you know the denominator of the fraction trick just usually migrates outside and multiplies with a 10. 600 times 10, because the denominator is 600. So usually they will have it like this. Is that clear? And if the question, I'm speaking over the board, if the question begins like this, is it smart to distribute? So you can just compare. Those are just basic ideas. Alright? But I wanted to emphasize the concept where K is positive for our kind of logistic function. Write number 4, please. I say over what interval? This is a deliberately weird looking problem. It's extremely simple. But the other class did not pay attention to how the question was written, and it was kind of going downhill from there. But I'm not going to interrupt you. I'll wait for you to call out stuff. Over what interval is f of x equals, say, 10x minus 300 x squared. Oh, x cubed, sorry, x cubed. I just made it up. Oh, in the other class it was 100x cubed, sorry. Because I'm recalling it from the other class. Increasing and concave down. So tell me what to do. Since I've already done correctly, Ms. Marzu, rewrite. Not doing that 2 steps down. The other class was struggling with a very basic. This is a very basic question. Because you forget to rewrite. I'm just talking basic algebra skills. It gave them very dire difficulty later. Like, what is going on? Why does it look so weird? I will do it for you the way they did it, and you'll understand why it is important to rewrite it. Negative 100x cubed plus 10x. Therefore, f dash is negative 300 plus, what might I do? Pull out a negative 10. What comes inside? Minus 1. Next step. Difference of squares. Radical 30. X minus 1. Radical 30x plus 1. And stop. I just want to share with you what happens if you do not do. Look here. So f dash of x. Don't write unless you want to, because I'm showing you how not to do it. 300x squared. Assume for a second you actually pull out a 10. You say, okay, difference of squares, I'll pull out a 10. So it's 1 minus 30x squared. Okay, 10. 1 minus radical 30x and 1 plus radical 30x. And you're saying, Rama, you're an idiot. I don't know why. What is the complication? Put your pencils down so you can pay attention to what I'm going to say next. Do you understand when you make the number line here? Now there are two issues that are going to arise. Some of you, not all of you, I'm talking about the algebraically weak students, are going to likely make a mistake here. So the root there is -1 over negative radical 30. You understand this complexity? You're increasing the complexity of the problem for no reason. And then that guy is -1 over positive radical 30. Okay, so that's one hurdle. That's one hurdle you have to surmount. It gets worse. Do you understand when you make a number line? I do not know how many will do it correctly. The leading term is negative. That will not occur to anyone of you. How do you get what I'm trying to tell you? The leading term negative is obvious here. It is not obvious. That's what I meant by the other class was looking at that saying, what is going on here? Why does that look weird? Because the x is usually the front guy. If you fail to kind of identify that issue earlier, it's going to kind of just keep rippling down. Okay, now it's a fairly easy problem. Before I move on, because we have to do increasing and concrete down, should we also do f double dash? What's f double dash? Negative 600x. Is that clear? Can you please merge the number line and tell me the final answer? Look down. Now the problem is easy. Nobody speaks. Just do the algebra. So the question is increasing and concave down. Oh, by the way, on Friday, you're welcome to come to period 3. We're having a potluck. You're welcome to join us in period 3. So it's a Rama organized potluck, which just means it's like a badass potluck. Okay. So it'll be food, like food to eat, as opposed to stupid Cheetos, Doritos, and bloody soft drinks. It's only good food to eat. And we made it so that nobody, or total, only 2 kids will bring crackers, chips, and drinks. Everybody else is bringing cooked food. And I farmed it out to the Asian kids. Everybody, you guys are bringing fried rice, shrimp fried rice, and chicken fried rice. And those Latino kids I farmed out, you guys are bringing Spanish rice, the old style, the way your abuela makes it. Not like your mom. I don't trust your mom. Yeah, it's your abuela. You want it done right. With corn, tomatoes, maybe even a little bit of jalapenos. Yeah, the real way.
My God.
Exactly. Okay, Ms. Sanchez, what is your final answer? What is your absolute final answer? It says increasing continuum. Just make a number line, merge them, tell me the final answer. Ms. Reining, what did you get? But don't we have zero as a root? Check your number line. Now, guys, this is me doing no math, but I know that doesn't sound right to me. We have a cutoff at 0. So the way the sign chart works, I must have flipped the sign somewhere. Did you plot 0?
0 to 1 over.
Okay, check your correct answer to be 0 to 1 over radical 30. Is that clear? Some of you could have even cheated on the board here. Okay, so, no. I remember the problem in my head. I didn't have to. Wait a second. We did that in the other ones. All right. Writer number 5, please. Writer number 5. Find, say 12 over radical say 16 minus 9x squared. What does this formula remind you of, Ms. Marquez? Sine inverse. So let's write the formula. So 1 over radical 1 minus monkey squared d monkey equals sine inverse monkey. So Ms. Sanchez, tell me a couple of things we should do. I want to have this guy look like that guy. So tell me a couple of things. Mr. Wynn, tell me a couple of things I should do.
Remove the 16.
Okay, what else?
Then I put u as 3 over 4x.
Okay, well, what else can you do? What's on top?
Oh, the 12.
What should we do with that, guys?
Move it to the left.
Okay, so, Quinn, tell me what you're writing. 12 over
4.
4, square root 1 over 1 minus 9x squared over 16.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Villafuerte, tell me what you're writing next. Wait there.
Oh,
Okay, go on. U equals. And then, Mr. Ariano, what are we writing next? Okay, so this is 3/4, and that's 4/3. So the outside number really becomes just 4. And for those of you who tend to skip steps at this stage, is that basically sine inverse? Are we good to go basically? So it's sine inverse 3/4 x plus c. Is that clear? Write on number 6, please. So again, I'm deliberately just mixing up problems. So you don't get accustomed to just one style of problem. I'm just creating any problem I want. Write on number 6, please. I say the profits of a company. It's understood in real life. The word CEO dot is short form for company. I'm just sharing this with you. So you're going to go Google and type CEO dot. We'll say prof company of a company is changing at a rate of R of t equals, say, radical t sine of t squared over 10. Measured in millions of dollars per year. The question says, this is just like this. The question says, find and interpret R dash of 2. So you will do this by yourselves. It says find and interpret R dash of 2. So observe what R stands for. Okay. So you can do this all by yourselves. Write me units. So indicates that when you finish. Finish the entire problem. So about 3 minutes on the test. Mr. Torres, what'd you get R dash of 2 to be?
0.6587.
0.6587. Check if you got 0.6587. What'd you get, Eunice? 0.6587. Okay, now careful. Guys, read the question. What are my units? Read the question. Just to be clear, so you're not saying foolish things. Look at me, please. Okay, so we're talking profits. 0.6587. Really? 65 cents? Really? 65 cents? Does that make sense? If you're saying that, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I'm talking, this is math real life. You need to pause and say, something's not right here. Read the question. So what is it really, Mr. Psychocy? It's in millions. The AP and market are like, are you being aware of what's going on with the problem? Because you wrote 65 cents. What is that, a lemonade stand? Do you understand what I'm trying to get at? If you're saying a lemonade stand, okay, 65 cents, the profit is changed to 65 cents. But that's not what's going on. You need to be aware, please. That's millions of dollars. Okay, you can just write it. Okay, now careful. What are my units? Millions of dollars per year square. Because this is R dash of t. Okay, finally, let's discuss the interpretation. Indicates that at t equal to 2, the rate of change, keep in mind we're talking the rate that's changing, correct? The rate of change of the profit of the company is increasing at the rate of 0.65 monkey $1 million per year square. Is that clear? So I'm calling it out carefully, see if we got it right. First of all, this is not the R, this is not the P dash function. I hope the kids understood this is the P double dash function. Yes? Because we're taking R dash of 2. Okay, next. We have a positive, so it's increasing. R is increasing. Is that clear? Indicates that the rate of change. Or you can also write this, some of you are better English, you could say the rate at which profit changes, correct? Is increasing the rate of that many millions of dollars per year square at equal. Is that clear? I just want to make that clear. Okay, right, number 7, please. Oh, I don't have, so this is what I discussed in the other class. You can copy, you can make sketches as you wish. I'm leaving it up to you. I have one question like this. I don't have the graph in front of me. Some of you are like, yeah, show us the question on the file. Just show us. So you have a function like this, like f of x, and this guy is like g of x. Is that clear? They need not be perpendicular. They need not be. Okay. But that's irrelevant to the problem. So I have a stupidly easy question. Find the slope of. I think it says f over g at x equals, say, 2. So find the slope of, right? Yeah? So what do we do first? Just quotient rule? Is that clear? So what am I writing? Equals times f dash minus times g dash divided by g of 2 or g of x squared. And then you plug in the 2. Okay, now put your pencils down. I want to just emphasize an idea. It's a simple idea. You guys know what I'm talking about. These are common errors. Please do not, first error. Please do not mix up f with f dash. Those are two different ideas. If I want f of 2, look at the board. If I want f of 2, I'm just reading the value. Is that clear? If I want f dash, I need rise over run. Is everybody okay there? So that's one error. Mixing up f and f dash. One error. Second error. Do not mix up f and g. That's another error, right? F, you're going to look there and say, look there. No, you're looking at g, not f. A third error. And all of us can smile and chuckle saying, oh my God, we've totally done that. When you're finding the slope, first of all, the sign matters. F is falling. So can you see, you have a negative slope. That's number one. Second thing, those of you who tend to do a lot of things in your minds, mentally, I'm just warning you, have we not all, me included, we have done this error. Assume for a second that's negative 2 and that's 3. You quickly round negative 3 halves, like backwards. Like slow down. These are just, I just want you to sweat the small stuff. I want you to sweat them. So I'm just sharing with you all the errors you can make. First, mixing up f and g, not looking at the right graph. Second guy, not recognizing f and not f dash. So do the correct thing in the right spot. And third one, when you do rise over run, make sure you get the rise correct, especially if you're falling. The sign matters. It just destroys the problem because you're not attentive. Okay. I have nothing profound to say, but I just want you to be aware of all the small things. All right? So there's one question like that. It's like, dumbass easy, but just be attentive. Let's do question number 8, please. There's a simple chain rule problem just like this, like virtually identical to this. If f of x equals, say, 3x squared minus 2x plus 1, g of x equals 3 cos x minus 2 sin x. Sanchez, no ice cream for the next 7 days. Don't eat ice cream. Your throat is awful. Okay. We can put say, minus 4ex. No. That's it. Duck it. That's too much complexity. Let's make a simple problem. Your question just like this. Find the slope of f of g of x. Okay? And I don't know why I put this parentheses. You don't need to write parentheses. Just f of g of x. And x equals pi. Okay? A simple problem. If you tell me what I should do first step, Ms. Sanchez, just the very first step. How do I do this problem? Tell me what to write.
Oh wait, no, sorry. 6x.
So, just make sure you write the left-hand side. So when you're doing something, because I don't know what you're doing there. Make sure you show me the left hand. What are you doing? Okay, you're doing f dash of x. Okay.
6x minus 2.
Okay, what else are you doing? Okay. Which is what? Go on. Okay. Okay. Go on. Then what are you doing? Where? Where? Into both of them? One of them? To g of x? Okay, I'll do the math for you. G dash of pi is 2. Okay, go on. Plug that into this. So we'll do f dash of g dash of pi to be 10. And then, are we done or we have more work to do? This is not right, Ms. Sanchez. Ms. Baba, tell me how to do the problem.
For the left-hand side, you would do f dash of g of x times g dash of x.
Okay, should we show the left-hand side? So f of g of x dash equals f dash of g of x times g dash of x. And what should we find next, Ms. Baba?
Plug pi into
Plug in. It's smart to show this. So it is f dash of g of pi times g dash of pi. Just chain rule. Okay. Those of you ahead. What was g of pi? If you're ahead. We've been working on your own. Cos of pi is -1. So that'll be -3. That'll become 0. Then should we find f dash? And f dash is just 6x minus 2. And we plug in -3 into that. So f dash of -3, which is -20. -18 take away 2. And then finally, wrapping it up, g dash of x, get your signs right. We did that earlier with Ms. Sanchez. So it was -3 sin x minus 2 cos x. And g dash of pi is positive 2? Yes. So absolute final answer? -40. Check if your final answer is -40. Is that clear? So you have one simple chain rule problem. I'm trying to recall in my mind what else I should emphasize. Oh, okay. This question, I did this in the other class. Right on 9. Solve f dash of x equals, say, cube root of y, and then, I didn't have it on the right hand side. Added 8. No, I think I added over 8. And then did I have a x plus 1? I forget what it was on the right hand side. Let's put on x plus 1. Because what the hell? Okay, because what the hell? And then the point I gave you was -8, -2. Yeah, I'm making the point easy. Guys, trust me, I made the problem easy. The point is easy. The point is easy. The point is easy. So what do we do very first step? Change it to dy over dx. Cube root of y, x plus 1 over 8. No, but this mimics a concept Ms. Marshall sought clarification just before the chapter 6 test. So it'll give you good practice. So dy over cube root of y equals 1 over 8 x plus 1 or x plus 1 over 8. Is that clear? Dx. Guys, Mr. Sidran was seeking clarification in the other class. I'm emphasizing this. If you direct your attention to the board, please. It was a justified question. He said, can I move the 8 to the top left? I said, yes, Mr. Sidran, but you usually want just f of x on the left. Why would you introduce more complexity with a stupid constant also? So I said, why don't we standardize it, leave all constants on the right-hand side. Is that clear? Just move the variable y to the left, then all the constants stay. Because he said, I did this. He said, I did it my way, and I got a very different answer. To which I said, I don't know and I don't care what your final answer is, but do what Ms. Marzouk does, which is plug in the initial value. If your initial value shows up, then we're fine. I'll give you points. And he said, it didn't show up. I said, maybe then do it my way. You're less likely to make mistakes. Introduce the operator. Careful. What's going on the left-hand side? Thank you. You have to rewrite it. Okay. So is that y to the power of -1/3? Again, this came on the 2016 BC exam. Not going to integrate. So y to the power of 2/3 times 3/2 equals 1 over 8. Can we do this? Okay. X plus 1 over 2. Is that clear? Plus c. Okay, I gave nice values. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm looking at everything. No, I meant -2, -8. Okay, I meant. I have a list. I have a list. I meant -8, -8. I totally did. I really meant that. Okay, let's do this together. What's the cube root of -8? -2? Square it. What's half of 4?
2
Times 3? Yay! Okay. And then this also I made it easy. What's -2 plus 1? Square it. So 1/16. Okay, move the 1/16 to the other side. Relax, I'll do the math for you. 6 times 16 is 96. Take away 1 is 95. So 95/16ths, yeah? So C is 95/16ths. Okay, let's plug it back in and solve for it. So 3/2 y to the power of 2/3. And here I was repeatedly saying, I chose nice values. I chose nice values. This is bloody hell. How do we take the cube root of that number? And I promised you. So it's x plus 1 square over 16. Was that plus 95/16ths? Oh! Can we just make LCMs? Like merge them? So it's easy on us. X plus 1 square plus 95 all over 16. Okay, next step. Multiply by 2/3. No, silly, we're doing this guy. So 2/3, which becomes y 2/3 equals x plus 1 square plus 95. Put a parentheses here. So that become over 24. Yes? We're done. What should we do both sides? Multiply reciprocals. Oh, I'm so happy with myself. When I take reciprocals, what should I really write on the right hand side? Thank you! Romero's right. Plus or minus. Do you understand I'm taking a square root, guy? 3 halves. That's like Machary's law. Macharia brought it to my attention. Okay? And then looking at the initial value, which guy should we choose? Negative, exactly. Yeah. That plus or minus is super important. And oh my god! And we are done for the semester.
What?
That is the last problem of the semester. Not even of the day. Of the semester. I'll be seeing you guys teaching wise next year, one whole year later. You dig it? 2019. Why is Ryan laughing like a drunk schoolgirl? I don't get it. Okay, thank you guys. Oh my god, last problem of the semester.
And honestly, I feel like I'm so glad because it doesn't so matter. Because I always oh yeah.
I realized I did it like by head.
Oh, Jung Junior here.
Jung Junior.
Hi, Ron.
What is that one thing in
test,
how wonderful?
will you be telling us which one you have to do?
Okay. Thank you.
Jung Junior.
Did you find out what before? Oh, so yeah. Silly girl, that should be FPC2. You're getting the derivative of info. Can you find out that is x first? Which is just that here plus that here because you plug in x and the derivative. You have an integral, you have to find the derivative of x. No, so first find f dash x, which is sine x plus cos. And you have to do f double dash of phi. We will do f of x. Take the derivative and plug in phi. But what if you don't check the solution? The solution should have
indicates that the rate of change of the profit changes.
Okay, whatever. Okay, ask me any other class. Ask me any other class.
I was the rate of the profit.
Is that right? You want 15 days.
No, I'm going to
Wait. There's no math stuff. Let's take your calculator.
paper. I don't like
Oh my god, paper. Your mom has no paper. You're going to.
college rule paper.
Doesn't matter. A white paper would be fine. It's Germany. There, you go chop wood. She's gonna come back. I didn't get the homework done. Why not? They didn't have paper. Apparently Germans don't have paper.
Germans don't have paper. When I went to Vietnam, they had
Yeah, there's no paper.
Mr.
Yeah.
If I turn out the assignment, will it be inputted tomorrow? Or
Yes, if you don't have something today, you get it. No, it won't be inputted today. It'll get inputted tomorrow. Period 5 onwards, it gets into the following day. So period 5, so I grade being my prep, which is period 4. So all
I mean, like, I don't know for sure.
ask me something else.
I just think
I have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
but it doesn't show up.
No, that's because there's no F1.
Tell them right now.
It doesn't have F1.
You're already here.
Yeah. So why is it bothering? None. Okay, here's a possibility. Here's a possibility.
Bye, Rama.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
It's increasing because it's positive.
I asked you for
Maybe there's a
Josh, PC.
Yes.
PC 들어가잖아.
What?
아니